On the morning of July 5, 2025, downtown Cairo awoke to the sight of smoke billowing from the Ramses Central Telecom Exchange, a building whose silent, humming machinery had long formed the backbone of Egypt's digital life. What began as a localized emergency soon spiraled into a national crisis, as the world discovered just how deeply Egypt's economy and society depended on this single hub. In the hours and days that followed, the country experienced an unprecedented cascade of disruptions, sending a stark warning about the dangers of centralized infrastructure in a hyper-connected age. As flames consumed equipment deep within the Ramses Central building, the impact rippled far beyond its walls. Suddenly, internet access across Cairo and much of Egypt faltered. Residents found themselves cut off from vital online services. Browsing slowed to a crawl, video calls dropped, businesses were unable to process transactions, and even simple phone calls became difficult or impossible. The leading internet service providers, TE Data, Vodafone, Orange, and Etisalat, struggled to reroute traffic, but the damage was done. National internet connectivity plunged to just over 60% of normal capacity. The disruption did not stop there. The Egyptian Stock Exchange, a vital artery of the national economy, was forced to suspend trading for the day. Without reliable telecom links, traders could not execute orders, and market data could not flow. For investors and businesses, the halt underscored a harsh reality. Even the most sophisticated financial markets can be brought to a standstill by a single infrastructure failure. Meanwhile, banks experienced their own cascade of troubles. ATMs went offline, mobile transactions failed, and long queues formed at branches as people tried to access their funds. The National Bank of Egypt and Banque Misr, two of the country's largest financial institutions, faced particular strain as their digital operations faltered. In response, the Central Bank of Egypt temporarily raised the daily cash withdrawal limit to EGP 500,000, trying to ensure liquidity for businesses and citizens amid the uncertainty. Emergency services were not spared. Police communication lines went down, making it harder for first responders to coordinate. In a city of more than 20 million, where every second counts during a crisis, the loss of reliable communication channels introduced new risks and heightened anxiety. Throughout the day, businesses, families, and institutions alike found themselves gripped by a growing sense of panic, as the full extent of their reliance on stable connectivity became clear. What the Ramses Central fire revealed was not just a problem with one building, or even with one sector. It exposed a deep, systemic vulnerability at the heart of modern Egypt, a reliance on centralized digital infrastructure without adequate backup or redundancy. When a single node fails, the effects are not contained. They spread, paralyzing finance, communications, commerce, and emergency response. In the digital era, such a failure is not merely an inconvenience. It is a threat to national security, social trust, and the very fabric of daily life. The lessons from the Ramses Central disaster are clear. To protect against future crises, Egypt, and nations like it, must rethink how critical digital infrastructure is designed, maintained, and defended. Fortunately, modern technology offers a powerful array of tools to decentralize, secure, and safeguard vital systems. First and foremost, organizations can embrace cloud-based redundancy. Instead of depending solely on physical, on-site data servers, key institutions like the stock exchange and major banks can use multi-location cloud backup. By mirroring their operations across global cloud providers such as Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud, these entities can ensure that if one site goes down, others can instantly take over. This approach transforms a single point of failure into a resilient, distributed network, one that can withstand fires, floods, or even targeted attacks. Second, the adoption of decentralized internet technologies can help ensure continuity of service when ground infrastructure is compromised. Mesh networks, where individual devices communicate directly with each other, forming a web of connections, can keep local communication running even if central exchanges are offline. Satellite internet services, like Starlink, further enhance resilience by providing independent access points that bypass damaged terrestrial networks altogether. In a crisis, these technologies can keep businesses, emergency services, and families connected when it matters most. Third, smart fire prevention systems powered by the Internet of Things, IoT, and artificial intelligence can protect critical facilities before disaster strikes. IoT sensors embedded throughout telecom exchanges, data centers, and server rooms can continuously monitor for early warning signs, detecting temperature spikes, smoke, or unusual electrical activity. Real-time alert systems can instantly notify operators and trigger automated fire suppression measures, minimizing damage and halting fires before they spread. When every second counts, such intelligent systems can make the difference between a minor incident and a national catastrophe. Fourth, blockchain technology offers a pathway to greater security and decentralization for financial markets and banking. By recording transactions on a tamper-proof, distributed ledger, blockchain-based systems can continue to operate even if their physical servers are compromised. For the stock exchange, this means trading and settlement can continue securely, regardless of localized disruptions. For banks, customer records and transaction histories remain accessible, preventing the loss or corruption of vital financial data. Finally, advances in artificial intelligence can transform disaster, preparedness, and response. AI-driven simulation tools can model potential crises, such as fires, cyber attacks, or network outages, anticipating how disruptions might spread and identifying the most effective countermeasures. During an actual emergency, AI can analyze real-time data, recommend actions, and help coordinate response efforts across multiple agencies, reducing chaos and accelerating recovery. The Ramses Central Fire stands as a stark warning, but also as a turning point. Egypt's experience underscores the urgent need to modernize critical infrastructure, making it not only more efficient, but fundamentally more resilient. By embracing cloud computing, decentralized networks, smart sensors, blockchain security, and AI-driven planning, nations can protect themselves against the cascading failures that threaten modern life. In the end, the lesson is clear. Smart technology is not a luxury or an afterthought. It is the bedrock of national protection in an age where digital systems underpin everything from commerce to emergency response. Only by building in resilience, anticipating risks, distributing resources, and leveraging the best of modern innovation can societies ensure that a single event never again brings a nation to its knees. The future belongs to those who build not just for efficiency, but for enduring strength in the face of the unexpected. For more, follow on GTechOne.